Shout out to Squarespace for helping with this video. So, I have hit a crossroads. When I started out doing this at the start of this year, my one goal was to make sure that I did everything myself. Still got some painting to touch up here, definitely some bits on the ceiling that I need to sort out too. But today is the day that I fail, because I need to call in some help.
No, I'm sturdy like a milli rocket. Skin clear, still look young, Andy Miller, nothing money in my pocket. Don't call me a money pocket, you get your rocket. It sound like a thunder rocket, yeah. I still love my baby even when it's toxic.
Okay, so this is where it really helps to have friends in the business. Okay, so here we are. I think I'm ready to show you guys. We have laminate flooring down in the hallway and in the toilet. It looks absolutely nuts. Now, I've taken off all of the skirting board around here, well, in here basically, because it was much easier for the guys to put this down without the skirting board on. So I need to get new skirting. And then here in the studio, I mean, I need to take my shoes off really, because this is, wow, man. Okay, so the first thing that I'm noticing is the audio. I know that's probably going to be really weird for a lot of you, but that's the first thing on my mind. It's the main reason why I wanted carpet in here, to dampen the sound, because this is going to be a room for filming. I've hit a crossroads because it was really bad before and now it is much better. I am still going to be putting sound paneling on the ceilings, on the walls, and then it will improve even more. This is so sick. I'm gonna have to put some pictures on screen of the setup that I used when I started filming videos. We still need skirting board in here, but here, a photo of what this place looked like before, and now, I mean, just look at it. And even in here's a massive drastic change too. Photo from before, and then, yeah, this is what we're looking like now. It's really hard to believe that this is the same place. Right, let's get the sofas moved in. This is so cool. Oh, wow. So, I feel like I need to touch base with you lot slightly, because I have been a big spender over the last couple of months since the last episode, and a lot has changed in here that hasn't been filmed. So I want to go over what those things are, and then I also want to go over, on a transparent note, how much I've actually spent on this, because I wanted to keep this on a budget and I think I've spent way more than I ever wanted to. Which is all great. I do want to get this place like the best I can get it. I think I just spent money in silly places, but it's all a learning curve. So the first main hurdle was the incandescent light bulbs that were up in the ceiling, and I was reluctant to take these down because I know whatever I take down I'm gonna have to replace, and there was 5 lights either side, so 10 lights in total. I haven't bought any lights to replace these yet. I then finished off painting these window frames that you can see behind me, which is where I spent a little bit too much money. More on that later. And then when all the frames were painted, I then patched any imperfections in the ceiling, and a fresh coat of matte white paint went on the ceiling. And then basically a whole load more masking and a whole load more painting, and I also took off the door over there. Once this was done, I then started to tackle the hallway, which basically was just a fresh coat of white paint over the nasty sort of brown paint that was there before. Considering there's no windows in that room, I'm not sure why the previous owners chose brown. I then hit a bit of a crossroads because everywhere was starting to take shape except for the toilet, and I didn't know what to do. Instagram Reels took me down a complete rabbit hole of peel and stick tiles. And to be honest, I really don't think there was anything else I could have done with this wall in the toilet. For now, it looks great. Then I painted and sorted the skirting boards in the hallway, but annoyingly these looked really bad once I peeled off the masking tape. But it doesn't matter because, to cut a long story short, the skirting boards had to come off anyway for the new floor to be laid. And then obviously the last thing that I did was paint this entire room just a trade grey, because I have no idea how I actually want this room to look paint-wise yet. I just needed to get something on the walls. I've also installed 1, 2, 3, 4 sockets down this wall that all lead into here, into this fused spur. So you turn that off, all those sockets go off, you turn that back on, and all these sockets light up again. Now, obviously, I've saved a lot of money because over the last 2 months, I've been an interior designer, a decorator, and an electrician all under one roof, and that's saved paying for all of those things. Okay, so how much have I actually spent? Let's hit off electric stuff first. I've got here £110.73. So that includes plug sockets, back boxes, electrical wire, fused spurs, and conduit. The tiles in the bathroom were a further £280. The actual paint that I bought in tubs and all of the accessories to go along with that, so like paintbrushes, big rods and rollers, all that came to £168.21. And then this is where I think I did this completely wrong. You see the window frames around these windows behind me? I did all that with spray paint for whatever reason, not sure what came over me. Spent £146.83 on spray cans just to get these windows done behind me. If I was to do this again, I wouldn't use spray cans, I'd just get black paint and do a really good job of masking up. So that means the grand total of how much I have spent is £705.77p. And I also forgot the carpet, but Brad did me an insane price on all this. Considering I was trying to do all of this on a budget, I've definitely blown that budget. If it was £500, I think I would have done really, really well. But then again, on the same hand as that, for all the stuff that has been done, if I would have gotten like people to come in and do it, that would have costed thousands and thousands and thousands. So yeah, overall, pretty happy.
Yeah, I'm watching the rise, and I wouldn't say I'm shocked cause I'm hardly surprised. This one's for the ride, this one's for who knew I'd make it, just needed some time. This one's for my wife, could've left 1,000 times just so by my side.
So here we are guys, first full walkthrough with the wide angle lens, just so you guys can see what's going on. This is going to be the storage room, and I haven't touched this yet because I'm not sure about the layout in here. Like, this is just going to have gear and camera stuff. So probably paint the whole room black or something. Shelves here, more shelving here. This area in here is going to turn into some sort of kitchen because when people eventually come and start to work in here, I want them to be able to make themselves food without coming into my house. Yeah, and a few of my peel and stick tiles fell off. Another annoying thing is that there's this massive hole in the roof, not sure what it's for or how I'm gonna fill it. And then here's the studio. I mean, this is looking good now, guys. It's definitely taking shape. I mean, I'm happy just that I can work in here. I brought my desk in, which as you can see, the cable management is just, like, you can't see any cables, and this is in its standing height. So far I'm thinking podcast area over here, big telly on the wall. And then over here, this is gonna be sort of like a DIY corner, so when I get new products in, I've just got a corner where I can test out products and where we can just have fun, basically. So yeah, I'm just gonna do a little pan for you lot so you can see what we've got going on, because I am open to any suggestions in the comments. I've still got to get some lights for in here, not sure what to get. I bought scaffolding poles, and this is going to sound weird, but we're going to run scaffolding poles along the ceiling, and this is so you can do things like attach lights and clamp things to the scaffolding poles. These look like this, and these are really heavy, but we'll do this next episode. So with that all being said and done, guys, I need to thank today's video sponsor, as usual, Squarespace. All of my personal websites have been built through Squarespace, and you can see an example of one of my websites on screen now. This honestly took no more than half an hour to put together. The only thing I had to come up with was the text, and that's because you choose from one of the thousands of readily available templates, and they all look awesome. And they also have code injection as well if you want to get really fancy with a little bit of code here and there. And use my code to save yourself 10% off your first Squarespace purchase or domain. Use code MarzBar or simply go to squarespace.com/MarzBarVlogs. And guys, I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.